We've all had those moments where we wish we could hit undo on a financial decision. Maybe it's the credit card we maxed out, or the savings we never started. Your 20s are full of opportunities to either build a solid foundation or create a mess you'll spend years trying to clean up. In this video, we're going over the 5 biggest financial mistakes people make in their 20s, so you can avoid them, build wealth, and live the life you've always dreamed of. These are mistakes you might not even realize you're making, but trust me, by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look out for. Stick around because the last mistake is one that catches nearly everyone off guard. Don't let it derail your future. Here's a common mindset in your 20s: I'll start investing when I have more money. But that's one of the biggest mistakes you can make. I get it, there's rent, student loans, groceries, and honestly, most people feel like they barely have enough to make it to the end of the month, let alone invest. But here's where a lot of people go wrong: they think investing is only for people with tons of cash. It's not. The most valuable thing you have in your 20s isn't money, it's time. That's because of something called compound interest. Simply put, the earlier you start, the more your money grows over time. Let me give you a quick example. If you start investing just $100 a month at age 22, by the time you're 60, you could have around $400,000. But if you wait until you're 30 to start, you'll have about half that. Waiting even a few years could cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Think about how much financial freedom you could gain if you start now. Or worse, think about how much you'll lose if you wait. Every year you delay, you're leaving money on the table. Plus, I'm not saying skip out on all the fun stuff. But maybe we can chill on the $7 coffee every day, yeah. That money could be working for you instead. The sooner you get your money working for you, the easier it will be to build wealth. But just as important as investing is avoiding this next mistake, which could trap you in a cycle of stress for years. Debt is a tricky one. It's so normalized in our culture that people don't even realize how deep they're getting. Credit cards, student loans, car payments, before you know it, your entire paycheck is going toward paying off things you bought years ago. Now, I'm not saying all debt is bad. Some debts, like student loans or a reasonable mortgage, can be investments in your future. But the problem starts when debt becomes your go-to solution for everything. Here's the thing: debt isn't just borrowing money, it's borrowing freedom. Every dollar you owe limits what you can do with your life. Want to travel the world? Start a business? Maybe just save for a house? All of that gets harder when a chunk of your paycheck is tied up in debt payments. Think about the stress of entering your 30s or 40s with thousands of dollars in credit card debt. At a certain point, it doesn't matter how much you're earning, debt becomes a financial ball and chain. Real talk, how many times have you told yourself, I'll just put this on my card and pay it off later? Then, later comes, and you're wondering why your balance never goes down. It's like a magic trick, but, you know, the bad kind. It's time to start thinking of debt as a tool, not a crutch. But while you're managing your debt, you also need to make sure you're not letting your money slip through your fingers in ways you don't even notice. Most people think they know where their money is going, but when's the last time you actually tracked every dollar? You'd be surprised how quickly those little purchases add up. Streaming subscriptions, impulse buys, late-night takeout, it's easy to spend more than you realize. The problem is that without tracking your expenses, it's impossible to create a real financial plan. You can't save what you don't see, and you definitely can't invest what's already gone. Let's do a quick reality check. Start writing down everything you spend for just 1 month. You'll start noticing patterns. Maybe you're spending way more on eating out than you thought, or those $5 coffees are adding up to $100 a month. Think about it. What if, over the course of a year, you're unknowingly spending thousands of dollars on things you don't even care about? That's money that could be growing in investments or padding your emergency fund. I did this myself once and realized I was subscribed to 4 different streaming services. I mean, I barely have time to watch one show a week. Do I really need access to 12,000 movies? Once you start tracking your expenses, you'll have way more control over your financial future. But even if you're saving and cutting back, you could still find yourself in trouble if you're not prepared for life's curveballs. Life is unpredictable, and I hate to break it to you, but financial emergencies will happen. Whether it's a car repair, a medical bill, or an unexpected layoff, something will come up, and if you don't have an emergency fund, you'll be forced to rely on debt or dip into your savings. Here's the deal, an emergency fund isn't about preparing for, if something happens, it's about preparing for when it happens. Ideally, you want to save up 3 to 6 months of living expenses. That way, if something unexpected happens, you'll be able to cover it without going into debt or derailing your financial goals. Imagine being able to handle a sudden $1,000 emergency without breaking a sweat. Now imagine not having that cushion, scrambling to find a way to cover it. One scenario feels stressful, the other feels secure. Which one do you want to be in? Look, I know the idea of saving months' worth of expenses can feel overwhelming. But start small. Even having a few $100s set aside can give you some peace of mind. Plus, it'll save you from those "my car just broke down" panic attacks. An emergency fund is your safety net, but there's one last mistake that could prevent you from growing, even if you're doing everything else right. The final mistake: not investing in yourself. It's easy to get caught up in saving and cutting costs, but at the end of the day, you are your greatest asset. Whether it's learning a new skill, taking a course, or networking with people in your industry, investing in yourself is the best way to ensure long-term success. Your 20s are the perfect time to invest in your personal and professional development. The skills and knowledge you gain now will pay off in the form of higher earning potential, new opportunities, and personal growth. Imagine being in your 30s or 40s, armed with skills that not only make you more valuable in the marketplace but also give you the confidence to pursue your biggest goals. Now imagine letting your 20s pass without doing anything to level up. It's the difference between thriving and just getting by. Think of it this way: scrolling through social media for hours might be fun, but it's not going to build your future. Invest some of that time into learning something new, and watch how quickly it pays off. So, those are the 5 biggest financial mistakes people make in their 20s. Start investing early, avoid relying on debt, track your spending, build an emergency fund, and most importantly, invest in yourself. Your future self will thank you. But remember, avoiding mistakes is just the first step. If you want to learn how to save money like a pro, I've got another video for you: 5 easy money saving hacks for teenagers and youngsters. Will blow your mind, exploding head money with wings. Click on the screen to watch now, and trust me, you don't want to miss these hacks. Thanks for watching. If you found value in this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and share with your friends. Let's build wealth together. See you in the next video.